congratulations on your senior night. I'm so proud of each one of you, and I'm so grateful that I've gotten to be a part of your memories throughout high school, some of you middle school too. Just so crazy to look back and see how far that you guys have come and how much you've grown. And I hope that as you enter in a new time of your life and turn a new page in your life, that you remember to draw near to God and He will draw near to you. And I hope you remember too that no matter where we are, we'll always be a family, and that you can call us whenever, you can call me whenever. I would love to hear from you guys and keep our relationship close. As senior girls, some of us starting out from 5th grade all the way through 12th grade, I'm just so grateful for that time. So I just wanted to congratulate you guys on your big night and tell you guys I love you and I'm so proud of you.
Hey love bugs, I'm so excited that it is senior night. I cannot believe you guys are graduating. Congratulations. Guys, I love you so much, and I'm so proud of who each one of you are and the amazing things that God is doing in your lives. I can't wait to watch you grow up even more from now till 10 years down the road, when you guys are not only my students from before, but my friends. I love each one of you so much. Bye.
I've been reading books of old, the legends and the myths, the testaments they told, the moon and its eclipse, and Superman arose a soup before he lives. But I'm not the kind of person that it fits. She said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero, some fairy tale blitz, just something I can turn to, somebody I can kiss. I want something just like this. I want something just like this. I want something just like this.
I'm so thankful for how God has used you in my life. You girls have pushed me in so many ways, and you've challenged me to grow deeper in God so that I can continue to pour into you guys. And I don't know what I'll do when you guys are gone. It's kind of freaking me out right now. So, as you go into this next stage of your life, you're going into college, you're going into the military, you're going into the workforce, you're going to be an adult in this world. I just want to encourage you to keep seeking after God, no matter what. Always go after Him. He will always be there, no matter how far you feel like you've wandered from Him. Many of you have gone through times where you feel like you've gone away from youth group and suddenly you're back. It's the same thing with God. When you feel like you've wandered in life, you can always come back to Him, and He will always take you back, and you can always continue to follow Him no matter what happens. So keep pushing into God, keep pursuing Him. I love you all, and I'm gonna miss these nights, and no one will ever replace you guys in my life. So if you ever need to talk to me, you always have my phone number. So.
Congratulations on reaching the end of your high school career. I think the main thing I just want to leave you guys with right now is to go out and have fun. Go enjoy life and have adventure. Discover who you are, trust in God each step of the way, through the good and the bad. Let the faith that He's growing in you be the anchor that holds you fast. I love you guys. Thanks for letting me be a part of your lives, and I look forward to what God has in store for you next. Bye.
Hey girls, I just wanted to say congratulations on graduating, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you and love you all. I know I've only been here for the past school year, but it's amazing how much I've seen you guys all grow this past year and seen you guys mature into the women of God that you all are. I'm so excited to see where God takes you in the upcoming years as you guys leave high school and to see you guys start this next chapter. Have fun on this next journey you guys are all going to be a part of, and remember to post lots of photos on Facebook so that way 5 years down the road I can stalk you all. Again, congratulations on graduating, and I love you all so much.
guys, so the big night is finally here. And for me, what this last year has meant to me, I just can't even begin to explain what it's meant to me. And for me, what's amazing to me is that when I was your age, I wasn't worried about Jesus. Like, he wasn't the center of my life. And to look at each one of you and have him be the center of your life and that be the focal point, it means so much to me. Like, you were the guys that I wish I would have hung out with back then. I love each and every one of you, and I'm proud of you guys for different things, for everything that you've done, and just where you've come and how far you've come. And I've only known you a year, but for me it's been a big year, and I hope you enjoy this night, and in the future what it's going to hold is our relationship doesn't end here, and what we've built and what we've experienced and gone through together is going to last forever.
Hey guys, it's been an amazing 4 years working with you. It's I can't even describe the level of relationship we've built through a lot of hard times, a lot of great times, and I've just loved getting to know each and every one of you. I can honestly say that some of you guys are some of my best friends, confidants, and just you've helped me a lot in my walk with God, and I know watching you guys, there's been some amazing growth just in our group as a family, and I look forward to seeing what each of you do as you grow to be stronger, better Christians and young men, and how you are going to impact not only the Valley but the world we've got here. Good luck, guys. You guys are amazing. Love you.
Welcome to senior night. We are just so excited for every single one of you that are here, whether you're just a student in Renewal, whether you're a current leader of 12th grade guys or girls, whether you're a former leader of these guys and these ladies, or you're a parent or a family member or just a friend. I just want to say thank you. We are so honored and blessed to be able to come here tonight, just to be able to take a moment to celebrate really these seniors and to celebrate in many senses what God has done. As you got to see all of those pictures, you kind of got a quick snapshot of like what we do and who we are, and we love to have a blast. But these students have taken these courageous steps of faith in the midst of mission trips and going to Spokane or Portland or going to Go Camp or Impact Camp, experiencing memories at a winter camp, or doing something as crazy as the chocolate syrup slip and slime and everything in between, right? These students, you guys as seniors, you did more than just come to a program. You guys like lived life together, and you shared memories together, and you laughed with one another, and you cried with one another, and you were there for one another. And it's beautiful that we get to take a moment tonight just to be able to maybe just hear some words of wisdom that you guys have. One of the things we're going to be doing, we're not going to be speaking a message tonight, but we're actually going to have our seniors that want to share just a couple minutes on one of three things, and I want to read these three things off. Seniors get an opportunity to share maybe how God has impacted them during their time at Renewal. That's one of them. Another one is something that they wish they would have known in junior high or high school. So you might hear that. Or another one is a senior will. Some people like to gift something or to give something to a specific student that will kind of remain in Renewal. So they had those different opportunities to be able to share for those 2 minutes, and I'm just excited to be able to do that. Tonight is one of those nights it's like bittersweet for me because I've known a lot of these students. I've seen these students literally from 6th grade all the way through. And some of you as leaders have been able to do that as well. And so it's awesome to be able to celebrate you, and we're excited, and I'm excited to be able to hear from you guys tonight. So you're just going to be hearing a couple minutes from each one of these students, and we're going to start tonight with Alex Colberg.
Hi, everybody. So I have to start out by saying that it's just crazy to be standing here after all these years and so many senior nights before this one. We've all come so far, and I'm so lucky to be a part of this Pursuit family. The most important thing that I've learned time and time again since joining Renewal is that it is always the right time to chase after God. The truth is, I've had some pretty awful trials in my life, and I can't say that God has made them just go away or even made my life easier. I'm sure that many of you either have or maybe even do feel this same way. What I can say to this is that God promises us refuge, and chasing after him with your whole heart is the most rewarding decision you'll ever make, no matter where in life you may be at. In the lowest of your days, remember that you love a God who can move mountains. When you wake up in the morning, know that you serve a God who put the sun in the sky. When you feel scared or alone or confused, remember that your God parted the Red Sea for Moses, and he will do it again for you. You see, no matter where you are in life, you belong to a God who died to save the entire course of humanity, and still he calls your name, chasing after you 100 times more than you ever will him. God's love is radical, you guys, and it is greater than anything we could possibly imagine. For those of you here at Renewal, treasure this time with your life groups and your leaders. You have a family here within this community, which is such a precious gift. There's so much beauty in each and every one of you, and I want to personally thank you for countless Wednesday nights filled with worship, learning, energy, and sometimes even chocolate slime. But most importantly, I want to thank you all for your love.
Next up, we have Amanda Davis.
First of all, I just wanted to start off by thanking my incredible leaders. I've only been a part of the pursuit for about 2 years now, but I do know where my home is. Second, I want to let any of you know that if you're currently or in the future go down a bad road or just hanging out with the wrong crowd, don't be afraid to come back. I was really afraid, and one of my leaders reached out to me, and it meant a lot more than I could probably ever imagine. The Tuesday that I enlisted into the United States Army, I decided, why not? I'll come back to the pursuit. So that Wednesday, my first night back, after probably about 6 months, we were singing a song, and I felt a wave go through my body, and I knew I was where I belonged. It wasn't a coincidence. So I just wanted to thank you, Pursuit, Renewal, and I wanted to thank my leaders for helping me get closer to God, and I'm glad to be back home.
Next up, we have Malea Treeman.
I started coming here to the Pursuit not like a couple months ago, like before I started my senior year. And to be honest, I didn't really want to come to Renewal. I have gone to multiple youth groups in the past and just was tired of not fitting in or making friends or feeling accepted, and just did not want to keep doing it. But my mom reminded me that I had promised my brother that we would go together. So we went, and we were terrified. And the only reason that I am up here today, being the complete introvert that I am, is that I love Renewal. And I am so thankful for it. And I've been a Christian for most of my life, but I have never looked forward to church or to youth group like I do now. And God has taught me 3 things through Renewal. And the first one, he is always full of surprises, which is not always a bad thing, because he blessed me this year with a youth group that I've been dreaming of for a long time. And the second thing, he taught me to trust my leaders, and all the girls in my life group made it clear that I could trust them by the way they trust each other. And last thing, thanks to Jake and the worship team, is Renewal taught me to dance, which I had never saw me doing before. So that was cool, and I will always remember the nights when I danced my heart out. My brother thought I was crazy. So I will miss you guys, and thank you so much for everything.
Next up, we have Hailey Wilkinson.
Hello, friends. I am a senior here at Renewal, and I'm actually also a 6th grade girls leader. They're sitting right over there. I've actually been in Renewal since I was in 6th grade, and since they've given me this mic, I'm going to take this time to share a few things that I've learned with you. Let's begin with this. You don't know where God is going to take you in this journey of life. I certainly didn't. For me, God brought me out of depression and suicidal thoughts to where I am now. I'm going to Bible college, for heaven's sake, and I'm going on a missions trip in a few weeks. When I was your age, I never thought that that's where I would end up. So be excited for the future God has in store for you. After all, no one knows you better than he does, and he has the perfect plan for you. But there is a flip side to that. Be careful you don't wish your life away now because you're looking forward to the next step. I wish I lived in the moment a bit more in my time here, because before you know it, you too will be on this stage. In the blink of an eye, you will have grown up here, and you will be graduating and moving on to the next stage of your life. And when I say I grew up here, I truly do mean that. I did grow up here. This is a place that I came to every week, and I was challenged and stretched, and I grew. It wasn't always easy and happy, but trust me, those are just necessary growing pains to get you where God wants you to be. It's not great, but it's worth it in the end. If I hadn't had this place to grow me, I don't know where I would be right now. So trust me, let your leaders in, allow them to speak into your life and walk alongside you. They really do love you, and I promise, they know more than you think they do. I encourage you as you spend as much time with your life group as you can. Go to every hangout, every camp, and event you're able to. You will have so much fun together, and you'll always go through hard times together. Embrace that and treasure it. Trust me, it goes by fast. In my 6 years here at Renewal, I have gone through some of the hardest things in my entire life, and I've made some of the closest friends I've ever had. Your time here, too, will be a mixed bag, but trust me, God has some amazing things planned for you. Finally, I just want to say thank you to my leaders, my life group, and the amazing youth staff here at Renewal. I truly don't know where I would be without all that you guys had done. Thank you.
Next up, we have Grace Bilbo.
Renewal and just the pursuit has taught me so much in my everyday life and just everything around me. What I wish I would have known in junior high or even younger is that some of the people here will become my best friends ever. I have known some of these people almost my entire life, and I could not imagine my life without them. They have made such a difference with me, and it just makes me so happy that I get to come back and come to a home and come to a family and come to a place where I can worship God the best way I know how. Basically, I just want to say that I love you all, and for all of you in younger grades, stick with these people. They're going to be the greatest people you'll ever meet.
Next up, we have Megan Wilson.
Okay, so first off, I wanted to say how incredibly thankful I am for the ministry here. I remember my first day, that's when I met Victoria. I was so incredibly nervous and did not want to come at all. But the past 5 years attending here have been some of the most incredible years of my life. The people I've met and the leaders that have been brought into my life have radically changed me and showed how much that God cares for me and how much that I care for myself. And so I wanted to call my little brother up here, Ian, real quick. I'm gonna start crying, so I wanted to say how thankful I am. I feel like we have gotten closer as siblings coming here. He's totally embarrassed. But I wanted to give you this. It's a cross necklace just to show you and hope you realize what I had a hard time realizing at your age, that God is always there for you and that he will lead you down the path that you're supposed to. So I love you, and I hope that you cherish youth group as much as I did.
Next up, we have Tori Hildebrand.
I remember walking into the Pursuit 8th grade year and not knowing what to expect. It was a day where we were going to downtown Boise to hand out food to the homeless. Tina, our leader at the time, immediately welcomed me onto the bus and talked to me about my life. I had never experienced such immediate care and excitement about me as a person, and I immediately wanted to come back. That day is the perfect example of what the last 5 years has felt like. This group of girls has got me through the roughest parts of my life, and we have become closer than I ever thought imaginable. I have made my closest friends here and also my fondest memories. My leaders have shown me what a mature woman of God looks like and given me the strength and wisdom when I didn't have it. Summer camps were my favorite moments of my life so far, with laughter and tears and bonding through shared faith and love for each other. When I have a bad week, I look forward to coming to the Pursuit to remind me of my faith and give me hope to make it through the rest of it. Jesus is my Lord and Savior, and I give him the glory for this wonderful group of girls.
All right, next up we have JD Muko.
The only 2 times I've ever come up on stage was to, 1, announce that I was letting Jesus be my Savior, and 2, to just ask for help from this youth group. So, the fact that I'm up here right now announcing how much I love you guys and all of that, that's a lot. That's a lot. So, I came here not knowing like anybody at all, and then I ended up staying, and I had many
tribulations in life that I thought like the world was over, and I was incredibly upset and sad, and there were things that I thought I wouldn't overcome. I thought that I wouldn't be okay. But then my leaders, they like took a whole new step in my life. I was writing them letters today before I came, and for each and every one of them, as I was writing, it was like each and every one of them, there was at least one thing that I clearly remembered them saying. Like whether it was they taught me so much about God. He accepts me just as I come, that if I ask for the answer, it won't always be given to me right away. That Jesus, you sit down. That Jesus hung on that cross for me, and so there was a lot that was done. I'm almost done. Stop. Ultimately, you guys, I'm really trying. I am. I'm not kidding. I know. Yeah, so it's really important to have, I wouldn't be where I am right now without God. My friends at school are not Christian. My friends here are so enveloped in Jesus, and the fact being that I know I would have gone down a horrendous path had it not been for Jesus and the girls in my group, the fact that my leaders tell me the truth that I do not want to hear, but I know that it's what I need to hear. So for everybody else, I think you really need to listen.
All right, next up we have Belle Knudson.
So I started coming to Renewal my 9th grade year. I started going at the Bogus Basin campus, when it first opened up, and I was so into God, and he was like my friend and everything, and I got baptized over there, and I was so devoted into giving him my life. And then things went downhill from there. I got kicked out of my cousin's home, and then I bounced around for a really, really long time. I wasn't close to God anymore because I felt like he was doing something to punish me, really. And then I finally went into foster care, and that was really hard as well. Lived with my sister for 2 years, and then the one and the only Andrew Brenham reached out to me on Facebook and let me know that we were having a girls' fall hangout in November at Brittany's parents' house. And he told me how everybody at Renewal really missed me, and they actually thought about me a lot. And it blew my mind to think that after all those years that had passed, that somebody could still think about you for that long. And so I decided, why not go? And I sat outside that house for a good 20 minutes before I went in. I went up there, knocked on the door, nervous, super, super nervous. And then the door opened, and they're like, Belle? And I was like, yeah. And I was just enveloped in love and in hugs, and it was fantastic. And I would not be where I am today. And so with me finding God, I have decided to get baptized tonight.
Next up, we have Hailey Palmer.
Dress, BDs, dress. I am in board shorts and a t-shirt. That's because I am also getting baptized tonight. Okay. So this kind of goes along with this, but what I wish I would have known in junior high and actually the past few years is I wish I known that God's timing is absolutely perfect, because that took me, 4 doctors and a year and a half of PT, a cortisone shot, MRI, and a whole surgery before I actually found out that he had a much bigger plan for me. And after a while, I finally decided, hey, let's do this. Let's get baptized. So hope you younger guys remember that God has a plan. It might not seem like it at the moment, but he's got it covered. So
All right, next up we have Dawson Hiller.
Hi, I'm Dawson Hiller, and I'm a little bit weird, if you haven't already noticed. The only reason I even attend this church is the second time I came here, Andrew Branham came up to me with a piece of paper. He is like shaking, really excited. He's like, "Can I get your autograph?" I was like, I'm not famous. He's like, I just need your autograph. And so I scribbled, and he's like, "Thanks, I'll keep this forever," and stuck it in his pocket and walked away. I was like, this is a church I need to go to. 6th grade came, and I was going to Renewal. We were learning about the masquerade, where you cover up yourself with all these other things, and you change mask every time you go talk to other people. And you don't, like, a lot of people don't live out Jesus. And I thought, how can I show them living out for Jesus? And I was like, you know, wearing some t-shirts would be pretty cool. Just some Jesus t-shirts. So can I invite Allie to the stage? So this is my good Gaga Ball friend, and if you haven't noticed, we've secretly teamed up against a lot of you. And I'd like to pass this down as my token, since this is probably the one things that I'm most well known for.
All right, next up we have Kyle Schmidt.
When I was trying to think of what I wanted to talk about, well, first of all, I didn't know Dawson was in front of me, didn't know I was going to get shown up, but I figured I'd do the second question, which is, what's something you wish you would have known? First thought, I wish I would have known the next 7 Super Bowl champions, probably would have a bit more money, Back to the Future. But when I really thought about it, the first thing I realized I would have wanted to know is I was going to mess up. And honestly, when I was in middle school, I thought I was above temptation and I was above sin, and it wasn't going to happen to me, and I wasn't going to have the same struggles I knew older people have. I thought I was really cool, and sure enough, I messed up. And when I messed up, I felt alone in that, and I felt shameful, and I felt like there was nobody I could come talk to. I felt like an outcast. Even though I was still coming to youth group every Wednesday, I felt like I was just going through the motions, listening to the sermon, saying what I needed to say in life group for people to be like, oh yeah, he's good. But that leads me to the second thing I wish I would have known, which is you're not alone in your sin. Each and every person in this room has struggled with something or will struggle with something. And for me, that really came out. We had a winter camp. It was called Me Too. And we wrote Me Too on our hands in our life group. And we went around and we said, like we'd say a struggle we have or a sin we were dealing with. And the amount of hands that went up and the amount of just fellowship that there was in that and the shame just melted away. And it became so much easier to fight that sin. That's something powerful, and that's something I want each and every one of you in this room to realize. If you're going through something right now, talk in your life group about it. I don't care if you feel like you're going to be an outcast or you feel like you're going to be embarrassed. There are people who have struggled with that. I guarantee you your leaders have had struggles, and other kids in your life groups are going to have struggles, and they can help you with that. And that leads me to the absolute best part of this, which is you are forgiven. Even if you have sinned or if you are sinning, if you devote your life to Christ, like some of these girls are doing tonight, you are forgiven. I think that's something really powerful. So I just want to leave you with this one Bible verse that was our memory verse in life group this week, or youth group, or Sunday school. So this is Joel 2:13. Return to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love.
Next up, we have Braxton Stanley.
All right, guys, I'm up here today, and I'm going to pass something down to every underclassman here tonight. I want you guys to be aware of the temptation that this world has to offer, and I also want all the men and women in this audience to know that you don't have to be what everyone expects you to be. You don't have to idolize things that are meant to be precious in God's eyes. And so tonight I have a spoken word titled Mr. Y. Ignorance is bliss, yet I can still make a list of the wrongs that are so easily dismissed. You are leaving her in distress. She is not meant to be a mistress. Mister, tell me how you would feel if that was happening to your sister. Mister, why do you treat her as though she is nothing? Aren't your so-called trophies supposed to be handled with the highest regard, the most delicate of hands? If so, Mister, why then are you beating her down and leaving her broken? She is not my friend, nor do I know her, but I do know that she is so much stronger than you could ever possibly wish to be. When the rage subsides, think of how you would feel if she had so many others on the side. Lose the hatred, for she has finally seen her worth. The more that you treat them as garbage, the more that you kill the dreams of little girls just wanting to be seen as priceless. The dream of one day being a princess. Mister, why? Don't turn away and hide. Trophies are made of silver and gold, not of flesh and bone. They say if you truly love her, then you will let her go. But I say, Mister, why did you give her a reason not to trust you? Mister, why did you not encourage her in all of her dreams? Why was she was not put on this earth just to fulfill your worldly desires. My mind hurts, my heart aches, because Mister, every girl you are able to get with, just so you can have a brief moment of satisfaction. Really, Mister, tell me how you cannot see that she has lost hope of ever being loved. How do you not see that she has lost respect for herself? Because you have convinced her that she is worthless. Mister, why?
All right, next up we have Jacob Francesconi.
I'm going to be sharing some stuff that God has impacted me with in my time here at Renewal. He's impacted me in many ways, mainly by teaching me small things along my path. One of the most important things that he's taught me is to trust in him. This has been one of the hardest things that he's taught me throughout my time here. Throughout our time here at Renewal the last 7 years, we've had over 10 leaders. Every time a leader left, I felt lost and I felt like I was starting over. I wondered how God could put me in that place. Recently, I've realized how beneficial it was to me when those leaders had left. Each one of them has brought a different set of skills to our group and taught us different things. When God felt that it was time we needed something else, he gave that to us in the form of a new leader. After I realized that, it helped me trust him in more aspects. I stopped trying to fight change, and I placed my trust in God and let him guide me through those tough times. I found when tough times were upon me, that's when I got to practice my trust the most. Those tough times made me who I am today, and I have my trust and faith in God to thank for that. So don't be afraid to put your trust in him. He also impacted me by giving me this great group of guys and this great set of leaders sitting out in front of us. None of this would be possible without you guys and without our leaders. So I just want to thank all the leaders out there, especially the guys that have been leading us throughout the years. And thank you, and I love you guys.
Next up, we have Connor Snodgrass.
So when I was 12 years old, I started to become depressed. When I was 13 years old, I moved from Texas to Idaho, and my depression got a lot worse. When I was 14 years old, I started playing football at Mountain View High School because football had become my everything. And I was severely harassed, bullied, and even sexually assaulted. Then at 15, I took things into my own hands, and I threatened to hurt a lot of the kids that were at the school. I was arrested for it. I was put in juvie for it, sent to the state hospital, and given 3 years of probation. At 16 years old, I was trying to get over two of the most important people in my life that I had lost, and so I was a full-on heroin addict. At 17 years old, I had been to juvie 8 times. I was hospitalized 3 times, and I had been to rehab. And here I am standing. I just turned 18, and I think to myself, well, where am I now? Well, I just got out of being in rehab for about 3 months, and I can tell you I'm a totally different person. And I'm 3 months sober, and it's just because of God and my leaders at the Pursuit that I can thank for that. So,
next up, we have Kai Bobo Hagendas.
I've been in Idaho for, almost 2 years. And I remember the first night that I was ever here was the Slip and Slime. There was 2 Slip and Slimes ago was the first time I was here. And I remember I met, the first 2 people I met were Victoria Hildebrand and Alex Colberg. That's what this place has been to me, is the relationships that I've made with so many of the people here. I've spent countless times, crying about Jesus Christ with many of you other seniors here and here. And just growing closer and sharing my struggles and being there for you and you guys being there for me. So what I would leave you guys with is just this, that Remember that what matters in life is the relationships that you make with others, the love that you give to others and the love that is given to you. That the people that you surround yourself with the most are the people that you're going to emulate. The people that are going to influence you the most are the people that you spend the most of your time with. What you choose to do with that information is your own. But I know that I've not done too hot about that in times in my life. The last thing is just this. I'd leave you with this verse. Faith, hope, and love abide in these three, but the greatest of these is love. Thank you.
Next up, we have Jesse Miller.
A lot of you might not know me, but there is something you definitely do know from me. You may have noticed it earlier. You may have noticed also that I have been absent the past few months. And you may have noticed that scream was not there. And well, that's a problem. So that's something I want to fix tonight as I leave forever. So I want to give that to someone. Anyone who's willing to step up, okay? All right, we got a few people here. Anyone else? Just stand up. All right, everyone who's willing, just stand up right now. And what we're going to do is we're just going to have you all scream your hearts out. All right? All right? Now, really, get into the throat, you know, feel it. But, you know, all of you, continue that. Never let it die. And always let yourself be filled with that fervor and that fire for the Holy Spirit. And let yourself always, love God. And remember that you are also loved. Thank you.
Next up, we have Logan Anderson.
Since my start at Renewal when I was 11, our group has gone through a lot of changes, including leader changes, student changes, and just about every other change you can think of. But this group right here are the guys who stuck with it all the way through. These are my brothers. They listen, they give advice, and we can all relate to each other in almost every way. It saddens me knowing we don't have many more renewals left, but the time God gave us has taught me a lot about what it means to live for Him and for others. I wouldn't be who I am today without my leaders and my brothers. I also have two things of advice for everyone in here. First, your brothers and sisters in your life groups will help you through anything, but you cannot be afraid to ask them for help. And second, don't be afraid to put yourself out there, in here or in life. God puts all the best things in life behind fear. It's up to you to conquer that fear.
Next up, we have Mikey Vandermeer.
All right, so I came up here ready to talk, and then I sat down and I started watching each and every person go, and I'm like, wow, what an amazing story they have. And then I was thinking to myself, well, I bet every single person from here all the way over there has a pretty great story too. But the thing about stories, as any book nerd like me will know, is that they eventually end. But that's not always a problem, because after some books comes a sequel. Not always the same, but it's got the same underline. These guys right here, I forgot to add this, I'm an only child. These guys right here are the closest things I have to brothers. Heck, some of them are even closer. Our leaders, I don't see them as leaders, I see them as friends, I see them as older brothers, someone I can rely on. I have had quite a few struggles. Public speaking, not really one of them. I am confident right now. Other things, not so much. Sharing my story is kind of hard because I like pretending I got it all together. I like pretending that I know what I'm doing. I like having the right answer. But honestly, I've screwed up a lot. There's just a lot of, well, crap, I guess, that I wish I could take back. A lot of stuff I wish I hadn't gone through. But all the same, it's part of my story, and I wouldn't have my story crafted any other way. There's a reason they call God the author of life. Because an author, while he takes time to craft each and every sentence, each and every word, to fit perfection on the page, He takes time for character development. He adds little trials and tribulations to go through. It's not always easy for the main character in any plot, but how it ends always leaves you with a good feeling. So that's what I kind of wish to leave with you guys, is a good feeling about your life group, about your leaders, and about your trials that you go through. Thank you.
Next up, we have Jordan Fouts.
All right, so I wasn't scheduled. I was just a last-minute decision, sitting in the back, watching everybody come up. It kind of inspired me to say this. So some of you know me, a lot of you don't. My best friend, Braxton Mangiapane, I think I said that right, hopefully. He is the one that inspired me to start coming here. Now, before I did, I hadn't gone to church for better part of 12 years. I was super religious when I was younger, and then a bunch of family stuff happened. I kind of drifted out of it, like I know so many people do. But coming here has opened my eyes. The two leaders, Jeremy and Drew, they welcomed me. It was amazing. First time I came here, they both came up to me. They introduced themselves. They were like, "Hey, how's it going?" Everybody here welcomed me. There were people that I never even knew. They saw me when I was sad. I was going through a tough time. Braxton knows this. And just random people would come up to me and say, "Hey, you look down. Is it all right if I pray for you?" And it's that kind of thing that makes this church so great, is that everybody here is so welcoming. What I want to say right now is, for anybody who's younger, don't regret anything. I regret not coming here sooner. I regret not, because Braxton told me about this freshman year. I've been here 12 times in the past 4 years. I've been to the Slip and Slime. I've been to a couple different events, and everything has been great. Just for those younger kids, don't regret not doing something. I almost regretted not coming up here and doing this. I'm kind of regretting doing it now. But if something is pushing you towards doing something, do it. Don't hold back. Don't let stage fright get in the way of doing what you want to do and pursuing your dreams.
Hi there, leaders. I just wanted to let you guys know how much you have truly impacted me over the years and have made me the person I am.
I just want to say that I love you guys so much, and I'm so thankful for everything that you've dealt with me over the past, I don't know how many years. So thank you for putting up with me.
Thank you guys for all that you've done for us.
Hello, my lovey-doveys. We just wanted to say a huge thank you for everything you've done in our lives, and the impact you've had on us is crazy.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything that you've done for us as a life group and for me personally. Thank you just for your encouragement and your wisdom and the way that you're always there for us, and how our life group is a safe and encouraging place.
Hey there, leaders. I just want to let you guys know how important you are to me, and that you guys are seriously the best. I am so grateful to have known you and to have had you guys in my life.
I just want to say thank you so much to the 12th grade girl leaders for giving us endless love, endless support, and advice on anything and everything that we've ever needed. There is absolutely no way I could have been at the point I am now without you guys. So I just wanted to say thanks for everything you guys have done and everything you guys continue to do.
Thank you for everything that you guys have done for me and leading me closer to God and giving me support that I never knew was possible.
Hey, leaders. I just want to say thank you for bringing me closer to God, even when I didn't want to be. And now I know where my home is, so thank you guys.
I really appreciate you.
Love you.
I love you.
We love you so much.
Thank you.
I love you so much.
We all love you.
I love you.
Oh man, that's awesome. Hey, I wanted to take a quick second. I want to welcome up somebody from Boise Bible College named Cody. And as he comes up, he's a guy who works at Boise Bible College and wants to paint a quick picture for you of just maybe what life would look like and what a Christian college would look like. And then we have a couple of very specific scholarships that we want to be able to give away just to honor a few of our seniors. So give it up for Cody, Jeremy, and Savannah.
Good evening. I just want to let you know tonight's my first night at Renewal. Thank you. It's been a blast so far. It's been very welcoming, affirming, awesome. The other thing I would tell you, I've seen several testimonies and all of that. You are here because of one thing. That's influence. I know some of you were out there, Jesus, he is the answer. Well, not yet, but okay, whatever. You're here because of influence. Someone asked you here. Someone loved you when you came here. You were thrown into a group of leaders that have had really a profound influence on you. My question is, do you want to be a person of influence yourself? You are going to school right now, and the message oftentimes that you're wrestling with as you end here, seniors, I have a girl, she's a junior, Eagle High School. So I know what's going on out there a little bit, and there is so much pressure on where you're going and what you're going to do and how you can get all of this figured out. I would ask you this question: who do you want to be? Because the answer to that question is the reason or how you become a person of influence. Most of the people that have had a great influence on you have answered the question, who do I want to be? And they've disciplined themselves in such a manner to be that. And I would encourage you, that's the heartbeat of BBC, Boise Bible College. And some people are like, well, hey, I'm going to be an electrician. I'm going to be a welder. I'm going to be a cookie jar maker. Okay. That's how you pay the bills. Again, do you want to be a person of influence? Do you want to lead life groups? Do you want to lead a youth group like the people that you have seen here? And I would say you need to discipline yourself for that. A couple of just real quick things. You've heard about tithing, correct? You know, give your money to God and all that sort of thing. I would also challenge you to tithe your life. What does it look like to give 1 year of your life to God and how he can use that and change that for him? The next 4 years in your college life, seniors, you're going to make some radical decisions, like who your life mate will be, possibly, who your friend group will be for the rest of your life, even where you will probably kind of reside for the most part of your life. Where you choose to plant for a couple of years has a profound impact on the person you will become and the influence that you will have. So I would just challenge you, if you're thinking about BBC or anything, you can obviously talk to me. I will just warn you up front, I'm slightly biased about where you go to college. Just going to be right up front with that, all right? The other thing is, I see some of my students out here, and I'm super glad that I see BBC alum and students, and I can't wait to see some of you in our student body as well. And I don't know if you know this, college is expensive. That means lots of money. So we have some leaders here that would love to give you some scholarships that we believe so much in the education that we want to help you along the way. Savannah and Aaron.
Hi. So I'm going to introduce a couple of senior girls, and then when I say your name, just come up here and grab your certificate. So this first girl has such an adventurous heart and is down for any journey that God takes her on. She's been Brittany's intern, she's been a student leader, and she's getting ready to go on her next mission trip. She has such a heart for unreached people, and it really shows. She's not only been a classmate to me, but she's grown to become a really good friend. Polli Wilkinson. Okay, and then this next girl, It's been so awesome to see this girl's heart transform over the past year. I've loved watching her open up and trust all of us enough to share with us her life. Her smile always brightens up the room, and I can't wait to see God move mountains in her life. Even though there's been a gap between when you first came and when you came back, you've blessed our group more than you can know. Belle Knudson.
All right, so I get to present scholarships to a couple guys. The first one is, it's been amazing to see his growth in the group from someone who was kind of distracting a little bit in the group to one of our leaders. And I've been very fortunate to spend a lot of time with him one-on-one, working through the Bible and some issues and things in life. And I have a great honor to say, too, that when my son joins youth group next year, he's going to help lead him. So Jacob Francesconi, if you would. All right, so the next guy, some of you know him, some of you don't. Obviously, he talked tonight. He is an incredible young man of God, and he is probably the most polite person you will ever meet, very solid, and he is planning on dedicating his life to mission work as well. And so it's my great privilege to say this scholarship is going to go to Dawson Willer.
Isn't that cool? This is like an awesome night. We wanted to kind of end the night with just continuing in celebration. One of the things that we do here at Renewal and at the Pursuit is we love to be able to celebrate when people get baptized. And so this next song, the song that we're going to sing, you're welcome to stand up in just a minute. You guys can even come forward if you would like to. But this next song is a song that we're kind of just learning. We've only played it a few times, but it talks about like the courage that it takes to be able to take those next steps. And for some of you that are seniors, there's going to be some courage in these next steps that you're going to have to take in your life. Trusting and not being afraid of what's ahead of you, but anticipating how God might use you and how God might move. And so as we just take some time to be able to just take a minute to celebrate God, we are also going to take a minute to be able to just thank God and celebrate like crazy for these two ladies that are going to get baptized today. And really, baptism is about really just kind of declaring to the world, declaring to people that Jesus has changed their life, that he has forgiven their sin, and that he wants that they choose and have made a decision to let Jesus lead their lives, going underneath the waters, a symbol of their old life. And when they get pulled up out of that water, it's a symbol of this new life with new purpose. And so it's going to be great for us just to be able to sing this song. Maybe for some of you as seniors, as you sing that, like, I will not be afraid, you'll step in with courage into these next steps. And we'll take some time also just during the song just to be able to celebrate and to cheer for these students that are making that decision to follow Jesus, really to get baptized ultimately. So let's stand together, let's move forward, Renewal, and let's take this time to be able to sing.